So I've been listening to the O.J. Simpson book, yes, by Jeffrey Toobin, but there was a part of where Chris Darden would say a statement, and then Johnny Cochran for the defense would just come in and just woodshed Darden, right? And he would always lead off, I need to respond to my good friend Chris Darden. So, long story longer, we're talking about Adam Rank, of course, NFL Fantasy. He does great work there, Chicago Bears apologist. And I need to talk about my good friend Adam Rank here because he's trying his darndest to get himself off the list. Now, he's permanently on the list because he's a Bears fan, and also he believes in the conspiracy theory that is unfounded that the Vikings allegedly wanted Justin Fields, who ended up with the Bears. If the Vikings wanted him, they could have had him, but they didn't want him, so there you go. Anyway, so yeah, he's on the list, he's off the list, he's on the list, whatever. So he released his top 5 wide receivers for the 2021 NFL fantasy season, and he's trying to get back off the list. He's just trying as hard as he can. But let's go through. So number 5, you have Nuke Hopkins in Arizona. I love me some Nuke. For my money, he's still up there in terms of being the best wide receivers in the game. And what's great about Nuke is that he's got his physical prowess. He's not a burner, but he just is always open. And he's phenomenal in contested catch situations as well. I think him and Kyler are going to be like this for a long time. But down at 5, starting to show some age a little bit. Maybe. But yeah, whatever. I'm still taking Nuke Hopkins. I still really like him. Number 4, you get to Tyreek Hill. Of course, Tyreek is the fastest wide receiver in the league or whatever, and great vertical threat. And him and Patrick Mahomes, it's like pitch and catch and pitch and catch and pitch and catch. I get it. I get it. But Tyreek Hill at 4. Ooh, looky number 3, Justin Jefferson. Now this is a little bit of, I don't know. It's a little bit of tepid praise where for us, I mean, Justin friggin' Jefferson is quickly going to become the best wide receiver in the game, even in fantasy, especially in PPR, because I think he's going to be a high volume, high yardage, high scoring wide receiver in the league for a decade plus to come. Plus, I think the Vikings passing game, even though, yes, they want to run the ball, I think that Clint Kubiak will be smart enough to convince, hey, Zim, we have Adam Thielen, we have Justin Jefferson, we have an offensive line for Kirk Cousins. Let's throw the ball just a little bit more. And even though Jefferson is going to be getting a wide receiver 1 attention and cornerback 1 attention and safety help, eventually it's going to have to be a pick your poison, because if you do that with Jefferson, Thielen and Irv and wide receiver 3 TBD is going to get out there and get their swerve on. So Jefferson is just going to be that guy. Plus, you saw it towards the end of last year. Like, he was still highly productive, even though past midseason after the bye week, it was clear that Jefferson was the number 1 wide receiver and was treated as such. So him at number 3, it's high praise if you think about it, because he's ahead of Nuke Hopkins. He's ahead of Tyreek Hill, perennial phenomenal fantasy wide receivers, but still down at 3. Now, since Rank is a Bears fan, I'm guessing Allen Robinson at 2. Nah, I'm just playing. Calvin Ridley. So Calvin Ridley's interesting because you'd think that with Julio Jones gone, that some attention would now be focused on Calvin Ridley, but he was already wide receiver 1 in Atlanta. That's a not so greatly held secret, where Calvin Ridley is that guy. Calvin Ridley is a bad dude. Plus, I think that Kyle Pitts being added in the middle of the field is actually going to open things up for Ridley, because it is going to be like the Vikings, where it is a pick your poison situation. Plus, Matt Ryan starting to age out a little bit, but already has really good chemistry with Calvin Ridley. If they can get their offensive line going and protect number 2, I think Ridley just could be boom. Because with Julio gone, all those targets are up for grabs, and I think that Ridley will get the lion's share of them. And number 1, A.J. Brown. So, yeah. Julio's 2 former teammates and now current teammate is going to be up there, where I'm not so sure about this. So losing Arthur Smith is really big in Tennessee, and Tannehill is quietly one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the game. But you lost Corey Davis, who's a really solid number 2. He was a disappointment as the former number 5 overall pick, but he did step up. Then he got his, got the big free agent contract, and now Julio comes in as a damn fine number 2. You saw what he helped do with Calvin Ridley and AJ Brown. This goes back to Ole Miss wide receivers who were number 1. Like, A.J. Brown is exactly what Laquan Treadwell was supposed to be. Big-time physical guy. A.J. Brown is obviously faster than Treadwell, but AJ Brown. I love AJ Brown. Like I can't even be mad at this list because AJ Brown is a dude. Calvin Ridley is a stud as well. So I think that it's gonna bunch up. I think that is gonna be like a 4 or 5 horse race up at the top in terms of who's gonna be wide receiver 1 in fantasy. AJ Brown, even though we talk about the Vikings being a run first team, Tennessee is definitely a run first team as well. But could Brown get that volume? It's possible. Ridley is definitely gonna get it. Whoa, where'd we go? Oh, then we go to Stephon Diggs. How is Diggs not even in the top 5? That's crazy. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, but yeah, talking about this top 5. So Jefferson at 3. Is it enough to get Adam Rank off of the list? It's close. It's close. I respect the fealty. I respect the homage that is being paid here. But 3, could you put Jefferson ahead of Ridley? I wouldn't be mad at you at all. Also notice Devontae Adams is not on this list. Now, could that be a little bit of, the meme, the Schwarzenegger, Predator meme? Dylan, you son of a bitch. Where it's hatred of the Packers. Yes, I respect that. Plus, who knows if A.A. Ron Rodgers is going to be back. Plus, if he is, what about his dead arm and old balls, huh? Yeah, what about that? Overinflated balls, by the way. Yeah, so Jefferson at 3. Rank is off the list temporarily. Temporary stay from the governor. So Rank is off the list, but next season if Jefferson is 3 and not numero un, then we'll have some talking to do. We'll see, but he'll be on the list as soon as the Vikings play the Bears. So it's whatever. But your thoughts? Adam Rank, NFL Fantasy ranks Justin friggin' Jefferson, the number 3 fantasy wide receiver heading into 2021. Let us know your thoughts down below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull production value.